Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Bayou Blades Podcast, the original Mox podcast and the voice of the fans. My name is Heath,
I'm Daniel.
and we are still going at it in the hockey off season. So give us
There
some
you go.
credit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to do it.
No one has to do it, but we definitely are doing it.
That's right.
So just want to remind everyone, we've been working a little bit with the offices and stuff at the Moccasins, and we are still pushing season tickets. We're trying to get our numbers up a little bit. So we'll play our little season ticket. It's pretty short. So prepare to pause because it's pretty short. Get with Chandler at moccasinshockey.com. That's a good email for him. He will get you some season tickets. As always, we are in our goal of raising enough money to buy season tickets that we can distribute weekly to different people who haven't been to a game this year. And we're going to try to get to, I think we're looking at around $800 or so that we need to do that. And we're pretty close to halfway. So that's awesome. But we're doing a raffle about that. So you need to go to our Facebook and find the raffle information and Venmo the money, however many entries you want. Daniel, you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's the response has been pretty overwhelming, especially being in an off season. So it's you got two signed pucks, whatever player that you want. We probably have that puck, so you get to choose. You get a signed game worn glove with Andrew Ballant and Corson Green's signature on it, and then you get a lanyard, moccasin lanyard, and a moccasin hat. Pretty good little raffle. $5 entries for one entry, $10 for three, and help us.
That's a great deal.
Yeah, it's a really good deal. I mean, it's a really really cheap raffle there, and I mean, it's get something that you'll cherish for a lifetime. There, your kid will cherish for a lifetime. We got a good chance of winning it, and we look forward to giving it away. And
one more week.
Going with the next one. One more week. Next Sunday will be the draw date, right?
All right. So we're back. Looking at Atlanta, the Atlanta game, top of the 8th. New York is over Atlanta 5-3 after Atlanta got 14-3 last night.
Yeah.
They're just beat up from last night.
Beat the hell out of them last night.
Yeah. So we'll get into a little bit of NHL. They're in a lot of the free agency trades right now. The deadline, I think, is sometime tonight, for free agency. Don't want to get too deep into that because it's a lot, and I don't keep up with everything. Can't keep up with everything. I got a lot of stuff going on myself, So, talking about Jason Robertson with Dallas, that's a big one.
That's a huge one. He's the man in Dallas, right?
He's the guy in Dallas. He's their top winger. A little breakdown. I went over some of it today. The core issue is he wants to be paid like an elite winger, which he's getting 40 points a season, or 40 goals a season, point a game. He is an elite winger. He's one of the best in the league. I mean, he was a threat for the Minnesota playoff, run. So from what I read, Dallas is trying to hold at about $12 million. And I think he's wanting about, let me see what I have here, $14 million. The Stars have about $11 million in cap space. So that doesn't leave them a lot of wiggle room for new ventures and getting new players and mid-season, trades and stuff like that. So I can see why they don't want to go that route. So I think what's happening right now is Robertson has filed to do arbitration, which kind of puts him in as a free agent, unrestricted free agent next year, and gives him the ability to just do what he wants to do. And it really kind of puts the ball in his court because Dallas doesn't want to negotiate where he wants to be this year. So Dallas has just a matter of hours at this point, I think, to make
They,
a
they,
trade or to make
yeah,
a deal with Robertson's camp to keep him.
right, right. And this gives him that opportunity. If he wants to go out and chase that money next year, he can go out and chase it. But the question is, will he get the money that he wants next year?
Yeah,
What kind of year is he
absolutely.
going to have
Yeah.
this year?
I mean,
You know?
absolutely. The cap's going to go up next year, I think, too. So
Oh yeah,
I think Robertson is he's in the best position. He's really kind of bent Dallas over, the barrel a little bit here. And I don't think he's not looking for Leo Carlson money. He's not trying to get $40 million. He's looking for 14. I think you can settle at 13 and a half, maybe. I really think that can happen. So it's in Dallas's bet, but they want to sign him to long-term negotiation. And I don't think he wants to do that. I think he wants a
no,
1 year extension at like 13 and a half. I think that's where you got to settle.
yeah, I agree. I agree with you there. But I mean, it's the NHL, and you'll see what Dallas does here. This could be big for Dallas. So
Yeah, because I mean, there are people who are saying he's looking for a bag, but honestly, he turned down Seattle 8 times $15 million deal. So there was his money right there. That was 8 times 15. That's a big trade. He turned
right,
that down. He wants to stay in Dallas. He just wants to get paid what he's worth in Dallas. How much money does Dallas make off selling Robo jerseys? A lot. I mean, I can tell you, I went in Dallas the store when we were there. It's mostly Jason Robertson jerseys that are hanging up. Ben
right.
and Robertson. Those are the two jerseys you see the most of. So they're making a lot of money off him. He's made them a lot of money. He's gotten them to the playoffs a couple times. I think he's very worth the 14 he's wanting, but I don't see them going 14. They're going to lose him though. If they won't lose him this year, but next year he
Yeah.
will put him at 30 million or something like that to get
Oh yeah.
out of this contract.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh just signed his brother for, I don't know what they signed his brother for, but they have a $25 million cap space.
Right.
And with this brothers deal going on right now in the NHL, I don't see that being a big stretch. Pittsburgh is a good
Mm-hmm.
team. You
No,
got, Crosby's another year or so at least.
you just
That's
signed
a
two
that's
rookies and that's really probably going to be good too.
yeah, that
So,
having the Robertson brothers there, having Crosby still there, you really put Pittsburgh in a playoff championship position. Another big thing out of the NHL is Ovi signs a 1 year deal with Washington, so he's one more year. So that
is
was
he
something on
ever
everybody's
going to
mind.
leave?
I think this is it. I think he wanted to make one good year. I think he wanted to kind of get a goodbye year out of it.
He
Which is
pretty much
awesome.
had that this last year though. I
He
mean, he had a
kind of
good year
did.
this last year, but I mean, it was out there. But maybe he wants a farewell tour or something. Who knows? But man,
I don't think he's that guy, honestly. But I don't know, man. Maybe he just wants to go out on his terms,
it's a good story. I mean, it's a good story
Yeah.
either way it goes. I mean, he sits up in that circle, man, and they feed him the puck and he scores.
Gotta love
I
Ovi,
mean,
man.
you
Hey,
know, I mean, yeah,
it's
I mean,
history in
what
front of our eyes.
it's history in front of our eyes, man. And then you think to yourself, every hockey player would love that job right there, just sitting in the circle basically and waiting for
Yeah.
that
And being
pass.
the number one scorer of all time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So we'll see what happens with that. So,
talk about the Leo Carlson offer.
ooh,
$39 million offer, 19 and a
a lot
half
of money.
sign-on bonus and 20 overall for the season.
Yeah.
He's around $40 million plus, jersey deals. I don't know how all that
Hmm.
works out, but
Yeah.
Leo Carlson is sitting, and that
He's
makes
sitting pretty.
that makes Philly this. I'm telling you, it's going to be Florida, Philly this year. That's going to be how it goes.
You think
Philly
so?
was good this year. They just a
They
lot
were
of young
okay.
guys.
I'm just not a Philly fan. I've never been a Philly fan in anything. I've never been in football or baseball or hockey, anything.
Yeah.
So I'm just the best thing that Philly has going for them is gritty. Gritty is the best
Nah,
thing that's
that's
going for them. The
you weren't
mascot
watching
is
them
the.
this year, man. They
It,
had
I know they were
a
good. They have a
lot of
lot, but
Trevor
I just
Zegers is
don't
good.
like Philly.
Yeah,
I
yeah. A
don't
lot of
like
people
them.
don't. I like
I
Philly,
don't
dude.
like them.
I'm getting a Philly hat. I like Philly. I like a lot of teams. Not a lot I don't like in the NHL. I think Seattle's one of the teams that just can't stand. I just can't stand them for whatever reason.
Apparently, nobody can stand them because nobody wants to play for them.
Nobody wants to go to Seattle. Not a big
Nobody
LA
wants to go to
fan
Seattle.
either. You might see
Yeah,
Seattle fold in the next 10 years, really. I
you
mean,
you might
honestly,
you might that could
you
that,
might
that
see
could
it.
happen.
You
They
know,
better do something right to get some players over there, man. Because I tell you,
they got to
nobody
get a
seems to want to
GM.
go.
They got to get a GM. They need a
Yeah,
GM bad. That's who wants to live in Seattle. I mean, it's a beautiful place. It's beautiful, but I mean, man, they just don't have all the parts they need. They don't have the puzzle pieces they need.
they don't.
They're kind of relying on a draft, and they keep giving away draft picks.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You're shooting yourself in the foot. So yeah, they've got to do something. They better do it quick.
yeah, San Jose set themselves up pretty well in the draft.
Yeah, they did.
But they lose Eklund.
Yeah,
he was a big piece. So
very big piece.
So we'll see. We'll see how this. It's going to be a really good year in NHL. I think it's going to be great. Everything's looking great. That being said, everything's fixing to dry up for like a month. We're going to just no news for a month,
or at least we think it's going to dry out for a month.
Yeah,
we
you
think
never know.
Who knows what could happen? So,
breaking news: the Kachuk brothers beat the hell out of each other in a bar, and now one of them's leaving the team or something. You never know what happens.
That could happen.
Very well could happen.
That could very well happen. Yeah.
I think those two, though, they've been fighting their whole lives. They're the kind they're going to fight and get over the next day. They're not going to be.
Yeah, I mean that's brothers, man.
They'll be laughing about it on the podcast.
You know. Yeah, if you know, you know. I mean,
I've got a brother. If you got a brother, you know exactly how that goes.
I remember the first time I ever hit my brother, man. I hit him square in the jaw, and he's 6'8", and I hit him square in the jaw, and he just turned his head like this and looked back at me and says, "I'm going to kill you." And I took off running.
Now you've made a mistake. You had not made a mistake before.
I knew what was wrong. Yeah, I was like, no, never again.
In cards news, I got a box of 90s hockey cards off a guy the other day for like $25, and he said, "Oh, they haven't been gone through. I found them in an attic, and I fell for it." Like everyone does.
I thought you were fixing to tell us you got a Gretzky or something.
Oh, no, there's no hockey. I mean, there's one hockey card. Let me see if it's in here. Who was it? One card. I mean, literally, I went through the entire box. One card. I can't read that name. Dennis Peterson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that glare is going to kill it. But Dennis Peterson, the only one that I had in the box. I'm telling you, I don't want to move my camera, but I have just piles of worthless baseball cards, like just stacks of worthless. And look, most of the stuff out of the 90s was worthless, but I look at this. I have a whole box.
Yes.
Look at this. This is just some of the stuff I've been through so far.
Wow.
I know that most of the 90s was junk wax.
And how much did you pay? How much did you pay for it?
Like $20.
Oh, $20. But it's not too bad. You're only out $20.
It gave me $20 worth of going through them and looking at them, Yeah. But I've gotten some I put on my pages for sale. If anybody's ever interested in it, if you need 90s baseball cards, you need to hit me up. I got about 3 million of them.
And if you're a sucker for 90s baseball cards, get in touch with me.
Look, there are some guys who need to complete a set. Like the Fleer 91 set, I have most of those cards, and I'd be willing to just about give them to you. I just want to get them out of the house. I mean, but yeah, if you want 90s baseball cards, I got you. And Brad, I have not forgotten. I do need to catch up with you about getting with you on those cards. I'm just never informable ever. I used to be a lot, but I'm not up that way very often anymore. I have a camp up there, so I used to go up there a lot, but I don't anymore. But
well, speaking of Brad and everything, we were talking about the raffle earlier and stuff. We've had a couple of people make donations to us, and some other things happen too. We forgot to mention those guys. Kevin Holmes, moccasin super fan right there.
Fan, flag waving.
Donated to us. We appreciate that and enjoy talking to Kevin a lot. And then too, if any of you guys are race fans, I mean, Bayou Blades was Saturday night. We were going to ride with number 41, Austin Wright.
Didn't make
at Super B, but they got rained out. So
everything got rained out Saturday
but
night.
we'll be riding behind high and true with Austin with a logo on
Yeah.
the side
I
of
might
the
have to.
car. We
I think
appreciate
I'll
that,
be on
Austin.
call this weekend. I was thinking I might have to try to make that race. I've never been to one of
Yeah,
those races. I want to go.
I've never been out there either, man, but I know there's quite a few people to go out there. So,
Yeah, it seems like a
and
lot of fun. Seems like a lot
yeah,
of fun.
so both of you
Uh,
guys, we appreciate you and appreciate what y'all y'all donated to us and all that kind of stuff. We really really appreciate that.
so yeah, that's awesome, dude. I was really stoked when you sent me that picture of the sticker on the car. I was like, man, that's
Yeah,
awesome. That's
yeah.
so awesome
Yeah,
to
that
get
was
to be
awesome that
part
he
of
did
that.
that. I do appreciate
Yeah.
we appreciate that. It's just we never thought in 1,000 years we'd be on the side of a car.
Yeah.
Especially a
Well, I
race
thought
car.
I would be
So
in the front of a car, like getting hit or something at some point. But
I could see that too. I could see
yeah,
that because you're not
yeah,
very athletic. You're not even good at badminton. So
I'm
you know,
terrible at everything. I mean, I used to play pool okay. I wasn't good though. But anyways, I watched the Fed League East podcast, a little bit of that today. He's doing just like us. He's grasping for straws right now. So
grasping for straws right now, boy.
yeah, so good luck, Gary.
Yeah, good luck.
He was talking about a little bit about the SP and they adopted some new rules. Go over those
Right.
real quick if you want to.
Mhm.
So it's not really our thing, but the SP is going to a 3-point system, much like the NHL and the Fed has already implemented. So that'd be 1 point for an overtime loss, 2 points for an overtime win, and 3 points for a regulation win. I think that's great. I think the point system is the easiest way to keep it up with the standings for hockey teams.
By
So
far.
good for the SP. They went to that. They expanded from a 5-minute overtime to a 7-minute overtime. I don't know what that extra 2 minutes is going to do for you. If you haven't figured it out in 5, I don't see you figuring it out in 7. I don't know. But I do love a good 3-on-3 overtime. It's very exciting
Yeah,
stuff.
very exciting.
Best of 5 playoffs. Now, he was talking. I don't know that they adopted that. But I do have it written down. I think that we need to move to a best of 5. I know that the best of 3 is kind of getting, but it's like anybody can have a hot 2 games. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. What do you feel about that?
I think it's a money situation, to be honest with you. I think
Yeah.
it's and probably logistics too. I mean, you can stretch a series out. I mean, the first round of the playoffs, I don't really mind it being really a 3 game. Second round go to a 5 game, and final round to a 5 game. I don't mind that,
Final round
but
7, maybe. Yeah.
yeah, I just don't know if like the Fed or even the SP could handle a 7 game playoff like
Yeah,
the
maybe not.
NHL or something. I just don't know if they can handle that 7 game series. I don't know how. I guess my point would be I don't know how much interest there would be for a 7 game series
Yeah.
throughout the league. For the two teams, yeah, you're going to have that interest, but they're trying, I think, to keep the interest of everyone in the league
Well, you
for
keep the
that. And I
money.
think,
Yeah.
right, right. So I'm kind of on the fence there. Whatever works. But uh, we'll
Well,
see.
Atlanta's got one shot here at the top of the 9th, 6-3, New York. So they
It's
got a
always
shot
some
here.
magic. Never
Hey,
count them out against New
don't
York.
count them out, man. We could
Chipper's
still
not playing
go.
with
We
them
could still
anymore.
go.
That was the Met killer, Chipper Jones, boy, Met killer. So
So the best of 5. I kind of agree with you on the. I'm sorry, I get distracted. I have ADHD and I have a TV playing in the background. But the best of 5, I kind of thought about the logistical stuff. I kind of like with the Civic Center. They were probably pulling teeth to get the
three
2 games
playoff
we
games.
got there.
Right.
But there's a lot of problems with the Civic Center and the moccasins. I think I can't expand on that very much. We've been
Yeah,
sworn
we
to
can't expand
secrecy.
on it. We don't know, but
But
hopefully things just pan out, work out, and we just it's just a love hate relationship at times. I'm sure, just like any other one.
I think the hate is you guys are making us have to do stuff. I'll
Well,
say
you
that.
know that.
Yeah, that you guys are making us have to get up and do stuff, and that's the
Right.
I like the Civic Center. I think it's a great venue. I wish they had padded seats, but that's about it.
I wish they had padded seats.
Yeah, man, my back gets to
Yeah,
hurting bad in there.
man. Yeah, those hard plastic seats are no joke.
Yeah, things were built in the '60s or whatever. We're all heavy now. we
Yeah,
need
we're
we
all
need
heavy
better
now. We need
seats.
pads. We need pads. Yeah,
Yeah, they're gonna have to start making future elevators like a 1 ton limit on them. Like you
yeah,
can't be more than a ton on this. Now they're like 1,500. It's gonna have to be a
right.
ton.
Yeah.
In the future. Hopefully, I think people are starting to get smaller though. I'm getting a little smaller thanks to the cheating, as Coach says. The cheating.
Yep, yep. You're cheating. You're
He said, "You're
cheating.
cheating. You're cheating." I said, "Yeah, I
You're
am. Yeah,
cheating.
I
You're
absolutely am.
cheating.
I love it." But anything else you want to go over locally or anything like that?
I don't think there's really much else to go over. I'm sure there's going to be some signings coming here after the 4th.
Yeah.
So be expecting that. I'm sure there's going to be some coming. It's getting to be about that time, and it's going to be really good to see who comes back and what we're going to have.
And once again, guys, you remember last year and the year before, we were getting signings. There were guys not showing up. There were guys going to other teams before they showed up. We had AJ Slepp. He made it to Monroe and was traded before he ever touched the ice, from what I understand.
Thank God.
Do not get upset until really don't get upset. I mean, you never know what's going on in that office. And
That's right.
today's guest may have a little to say about some of that. I don't know. He might.
That's right.
Yeah. So we will stop
All right.
down. We'll see about getting him online and ready to go. And then we'll get back with you in just 1 second. Hey guys, welcome back to Bayou Blades. We have a very exciting guest. We're all very nervous over here about it. Getting to interview Coach Parent today and just come back from a trip to Lafayette. How'd that go, Coach?
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, we were some of the local men's league players said, "Hey, why don't you come down there and get involved in this? Call it a men's novice tournament. So like no pros, that kind of thing, that kind of a tournament." And I said, "Heck yeah, you know what? I'd love to come down and do that." So, there wasn't a lot of coaching involved. It was more sort of shaping guys on the ice, that kind of thing, and encouraging them to keep working hard and that kind of thing. But it was fantastic. They had 6 teams down there at Planet Ice down in Lafayette, and I think this was the second year they put this tournament on. And yeah, everyone was just talking about how fantastic it was this year. So I was lucky to be a part of that. So we played in a bronze medal game this morning.
That's awesome.
And I had a couple of local guys from Monroe on my team. And so they were ecstatic. So yeah, we gave it our all for sure. So it was good.
Shout out to them. Yeah, shout out. Who was on the team? Who's the 2 guys from Monroe?
We had Andrew Nugent, Matt Hill.
Okay.
And and Kane was on the team. So we had three guys on our team, but we had
Okay. All right. Shout out to them guys.
Yeah, there was 10 or 12 guys down there. So yeah. So it was great. They got quite the hockey community down there in Lafayette.
Yeah, Lafayette is Planet Ice is really anchoring a lot of hockey, for Louisiana.
So they had players from New Orleans. Some drove in from Houston, and a lot of those teams down in Lafayette that chase tournaments in the summer months in particular. They usually, quite a few of them go to Houston. So, but you had players from all over: Shreveport, Baton Rouge, Jackson, Mississippi. So, but it was good fun. A real learning curve for a lot of those players. A lot of them just started in the last 6 months to 2 years. So, yeah, it was fun to watch.
Great. Well, it goes to show you guys, if you're young enough and spry enough, you can still chase hockey and play it in this area. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. It's in Shreveport. You guys know Shreveport's got a hockey community there as well. So
right.
And just it's sort of an inspiration to try and grow it here in Monroe as well.
Yeah, right. We need a Planet Ice somewhere like that here.
It would be nice to have a private rink in Monroe, wouldn't it?
Yeah, a little full-time rink would be great.
I know it would stay busy. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. Great. Okay, well we're gonna get right into it. Let's talk about the draft. I guess you had we picked up a couple guys in the draft and we know who we picked up, and we've talked about them a couple of times. What do you look for when you're going to a draft like that?
Well, to be honest with you, just the way the draft worked out, I think we picked when we were at the bottom of the pile.
Yeah.
Of course, after the expansion draft, A lot of those guys got picked up, so there wasn't much to pick from at the end. I don't mean that from a talent standpoint. I mean just numbers alone.
Mhm.
Right. Right.
You're just picking from a handful of guys, and at least guys that could play at the level of our current squad here. So,
Right.
Right. Right.
so we grabbed a guy out of Athens there, Devin May, and he's hopefully we can work it out and have him come down here because he's solid
Yeah.
defense.
Good.
So
Good.
he'd be a huge add.
Good.
But yeah, it was kind of unique, with the expansion and the new teams in California and the team up in Minnesota and the Memphis team mid South.
Right.
So the good news is, in all of it is, hey, Baton Rouge, they're sticking around. So
That's
Right.
that's fantastic because we did lose
Yeah.
Biloxi, right? So
That's right.
well, we got Memphis, so I don't know how much of a loss. I mean, I know Biloxi's a loss. Any hockey loss is a loss in the whole
That's
community,
right.
but
That's right.
at least
yeah,
Memphis is there.
yeah, and of course we
So,
lost Athens too, but really and truly the driving distance between Memphis and Topeka is not much different from Biloxi and Athens. So
Mhm.
right.
we kind of lucked out there. Could have been a lot worse,
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
least from a travel standpoint, right?
Right. So,
So, looking at Memphis, I've been kind of looking at them. They kind of came in really well in the expansion. They brought some guys in from Binghamton that seemed like they were pretty good in Binghamton. Is that a big concern for us, or is that just we got another hill we got to climb?
Look, I'll be honest with you. I think this coming season is going to be a lot more competitive across the board. Um, I don't think you're going to see one or two teams take off from the pack. So the fans better get ready for that. I think it's going to
Right.
be a really competitive season from start to finish. I don't think you're going to have a 1 and 2 carved out as easily as we did it last year with Athens.
Right.
So that should make it a lot more exciting from that standpoint. Um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to the challenge because it's going to be a challenging year for sure.
all right. So you were talking about the caliber of team that we had last year. Let's talk about. I mean, from the first year to our second year, the caliber of players changed dramatically, and the success rate that we had from the first year to the second year really was noticeable for everyone. I mean, the guys that we went out and picked up, that you and Jay went out and picked up, and everything. You know, what brought that on? What made that the big difference in our year?
I mean, we brought in some really talented guys, right?
Right.
A few of those guys played at a higher level, East Coast Hockey League level. I'm sure there's a couple of them could have played in the IHL or AHL, let's say.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you've got a sniff there. So you got guys of that caliber. Maybe their size is what kept them from playing up even from an East Coast level. But that was probably the main difference, just the skill set some of those guys had. But again, too, we didn't. It may look like it to the fans, but we really did not shuffle our lineup a whole lot. We weren't trading guys in and out of it, so that gives team time to gel, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And kind of find a unity there in the locker room, which is huge. You've got to have that, and our guys, they they held the line, they toed the line, however you want to put it, and they had a goal in mind, and that was to get us to a final and compete for one. So I mean,
Yeah,
that
and they
was the
very well
ultimate
did
goal.
that.
And,
They very well did.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so I think
And
it's really a mindset. There's a lot of other teams in our league. They've got some talent there. That they had some good goaltending, but
mhm.
maybe they didn't have the grit or the determination or the belief even to get there. So.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
talking to some
All
of
our
the players, we have had the comment that's come across off air more than is that Monroe is a destination for players in this league. This is somewhere a lot of guys want to be. What do you attribute to that?
I think it's I know a lot of coaches use the word culture. We take care of our guys here, and so do the fans, so do the sponsors. We're fortunate here. We've got a lot of people here in this town that without them, this just wouldn't be possible, right? They love the hockey, they love the guys. Unlike the NHL, these guys are accessible. They develop relationships with people in the community. That makes all the difference in the world. And we just have some really stand-up guys, real quality guys. I mean, I'll tell you what, if you're going to manage a hockey team, this is the group to do it. It was, I won't call it easy all the time, but I'll tell you what, these guys are all, pros. They act like pros, and that makes all the difference in the world. So, again, when you have the support from the community, players talk, right? You go to get a job somewhere and you hear, hey, this company or team has a great culture, then that's what they want to be a part of. It's not so much about geography or anything else. It's that simple, right? So
Yeah.
I think those are some of the things that attribute, players reaching out and reaching out an email every day, trying to at least get a tryout here. So
That's awesome. That's kind of what you want to build, right? You want to build that. We want to be on that team, like we're a destination team. So I think like you said, all the fans and the sponsors really help out with that. So
for sure they do. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So the veteran leadership that you had on the team last year, I mean, with Frank having the best year he's ever had in his career. I mean, how he stepped up and how Carlos coming into the team also, and then you have Matthews too. I mean, how much of a role do those three guys play in the team last year? And what do they do in the locker room that nobody else sees?
I mean, look, it comes down to one thing: they hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
All those guys hold each other accountable. And, you've always got, a handful of leaders, guys that really kind of lead the pack, right? But I'll tell you what, there's not a guy in that room that you can't say led the team at one stage or another.
Right.
When a guy has an off week, maybe even has an off couple of weeks, could be due to injury, whatever the case may be. Those guys, I'll tell you what, like I say, they hold each other accountable, excuses aside, and they bring it every night, so.
Right.
And I think that, as the season at the beginning was a little bit more chaotic. I'm sure is the way you could probably describe it. Guys are trying to find their way, new fans, maybe a little bit of entertainment thrown in there with trying to become a fan favorite, however you want to look at it. But when it came down to the hockey, once we got rolling, that's when that accountability comes into play, and, even Shu, I'm sure Shu would tell you right now, if you had him on here, he felt pressure too, right? He had pressure to deliver. You got a whole bunch of new faces in that locker room. He's got to deliver. He's got to lead by example, right? So, and and you brought up Carlos and Matthews. I mean, those guys are all leaders. But again, even a young guy like Casey Gerstein and Jared Christie. I mean, the list goes on. Look at Yanni. Yanni was having a hell of a season before he got injured.
Yeah.
And still tried to push it out the last couple of months of the season while he was hurt. So
Right.
I'll tell you what, those guys were, it was all blood, sweat, and tears. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Fine.
Picking up Jared Christie was a phenomenal grab.
Yeah.
And
Big time
earlier
grab.
in the week we talked to you about it, and you said there was a story attached to that. Is that something you could share here?
It was really, it was kind of Jay was the one that caught wind of Jared being available, and he's like, well, this guy's got some numbers here. Why has nobody scooped this guy up? And so we said, hey, let's bring him in. So we brought him in, and next thing you know, he's tearing it up. The guy's a genius out there.
Yeah,
he knows how to run a line, and so he was a huge grab for us.
Yeah. I seen him putting stuff together. You can just, we were sitting kind of behind the goal, and you see those eyes moving, and it's like he seems always aware of what's going on in front of him, and a lot of times behind him. And I know that's just hockey IQ. That's a guy that's been on the ice a lot and was an amazing pickup for the team.
Yeah, no, that's it, man. Hockey IQ, he's got it. That's why he's in the position he's in, right?
Right.
Your centerman got to run the show. They got to run both ends of the ice. Carlos as well. I mean, look at Somers. What a pickup he was.
Dang.
And although he filled the hole as a winger, he's really and truly a centerman. He's just a smart player. He's a playmaker, the whole 9 yards. So that's where we'd love to see him back in that position. So yeah,
Yeah,
he's fantastic.
he's an assist producer right there. I mean, he was just
Sure.
a machine. I mean, I think he had like what was it? What was we saying earlier, Heath? 11 assists in a few games that he had, or something. You
Yeah.
know, it
Yeah.
was just unreal. I'm really eager to see him. Another player that I really noticed last year too, Coach, was Gerstein. You had mentioned him just a few minutes ago. That line with Gerstein, I think it was, and Yanni and Christie, and man, that line really came together real well, and they produced throughout the year. It seemed like and become our better line towards the end of the year.
Yeah, no, that was, I'll tell you what, that was a thing of beauty, those guys, right? The three of them just knew how to play together right from the get go.
Yeah,
We could never, shuffling lines around or individuals on lines, depending how they're playing and that sort of thing, sometimes is necessary. But we found it really difficult to come up with a reason why we would split those three up at any given point. When they were on, man, they were really on.
yeah, yeah.
And I wouldn't want to play against them. Those guys were,
No,
folks to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
yeah,
So one of the players, I just loved his play, and I'm also like a Brady Kachuk fan, and I see he plays a lot of similar hockey as Scantlebury. What
yeah.
role outside of the ice and stuff like that, he seems like a guy that everybody's looking up to at some point, and he seems like the guy you can kind of just put the load on his shoulders, and he's going to get something done out there.
Yeah, no, Tux is he's probably just because of the way he plays, right? Top level grit, right? I mean, he's as
Top
gritty as
level.
they get.
Yeah,
He's a competitor. He doesn't like to lose. He doesn't like to lose a shift. I mean, the guy he's just an incredible guy all around, and we're lucky to have him as well. And the thing is about him is the guy can play hockey, and that's what
yeah,
some people don't. He
yeah.
can play some hockey. I mean, some of the goals he scored this past season were
Oh,
phenomenal. But
yeah,
Yeah,
hey, when you're in that kind of position, that might be one of the toughest jobs on the ice. You always got to have your head on a
dude.
swivel. You're a target as well, and to be able to play some hockey in between all the other things he's doing, that's something special, right?
yeah,
Right.
he gets under skin so well, and like you said, that comes with that's a double edged sword. You do that, people come after you a lot, and I see he's always
Right.
got his head looking. He's always getting messed with. Refs always have their eyes on him, no matter what. Anytime he's on the ice, and it seems like sometimes he gets a penalty because his name is Scantlebury,
Oh
and
no, more and more often than not.
Yeah.
I don't think honestly. Nobody likes to talk about officiating, but yeah, no, I think he got the short end of the stick more often than not,
Yeah.
and that's just because of reputation. But I'll tell you, when the guy's dialed in, he can play some hockey. He can play
he really does.
as good as
Yeah.
anybody in the league.
Yeah. His skills are very underrated. A lot of teams just don't understand or even fans don't understand how good he really is because of
Oh
the
yeah,
fighting and because of the bad calls that he gets sometimes. But
yeah,
he's very underrated. Yeah.
yeah. No,
Yeah. So
all you got to do is come to a training session. You see him. He can
yeah.
handle a puck, shoot the puck. He's got it all. He's got all the tools. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Right.
he's
Right.
definitely a white whale on this podcast. When he gets back from
Yeah.
Australia, we're going to go after him pretty hard, trying to get
We'll
him on
grab
here.
him pretty
I
hard.
think I think he's back already. You might need to reach out.
Okay,
Okay.
we need to do
All
that.
right. We'll
That's
do
good.
that.
Good
We might need
information.
your help on that one. But
Okay.
But I tell you what, Andrew Ballon is another one that's just like a hired gun to me. He has got all the skills. He has one of the most memorable goals I've ever seen, where he come across the blue line, went down to one knee, got up off of one knee, shoots and he scores. I mean, just he's really a tough one too to defend.
Oh yeah, no, he's an athlete for sure. He's got he's exactly what you said. He's got all the tools as well. He's another level, right? He's
Right?
got a great eye for the game. He's gritty, can shoot the puck. I mean, guy's got a cannon, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, no, lucky to have him as well. Hopefully, we can keep him
Yeah.
healthy too. And he's one of those guys that was kind of unfortunate there. He broke his thumb at the end of the season. I'm sure that wasn't easy to play with.
Right.
And, but yeah, no, we're going to rely on him a lot this coming season for sure.
Right. Right. Right.
And he's a leader too. He's a vocal guy. He usually leads by example. That's more his style, but he's a vocal guy as well. He doesn't like to lose either, and that's half
Right.
the battle right there.
That's it. That's it.
So I have a big question, I guess, and you might not want to answer, and you just wave your hand if you don't. That big Mardi Gras brawl that, just almost was a line brawl. How was the locker room right after that?
Was that Biloxi?
I believe it was Biloxi. I have it as it's one of my screensavers. I mean, it's 5 guys on the ice just going at it.
I think it was Biloxi, was it not?
Yeah,
I
I
believe
think it was
so.
Biloxi.
I don't have it in front of me, but I do believe it was Biloxi.
Well, for starters, the I think that was all initiated from Tucker laying a hit on someone there on the front of the
Yeah,
penalty box, right?
I'm
completely
trying to
legal
remember.
hit
It
at
was
that.
like he didn't really lay a hit. It was like a bad, like just movement, and I think that they
Oh
thought
no,
he
he
laid
laid
a
a
hit.
hit. He laid
Okay,
Yeah,
a
I,
he
hit.
I
laid a
can't
hit.
remember
Yeah,
it very
but it was
clearly, but
legal. It was a legal hit.
Well, even the league officials deemed it a legal hit after they
Yeah,
viewed it a third time, but that was after they had already suspended him. Yeah,
you're
no,
right.
he laid a clean hit. It was a hard hit, but it was a totally clean hit, shoulder down. But
Mm-hmm.
the other player decided to bail on that hit, which is never a good idea when you're that close to the boards because you're the one that's
Mm-hmm.
going to get hurt, right?
Right,
You're better off taking the hit.
right.
So he decided to bail, so it looked worse than it was because he turned on it, tucked his head down, and he took it hard there, didn't he? So
Yeah,
that wasn't on Tucker. That's not the first time I've seen that. I mean, if you're gonna, best way to take a hit is take it standing up,
yeah,
not ducking or ducking
that's
away from
right.
it. That's how you get
Right.
hurt. So, and of course, that game was that was a, wasn't the most professionally officiated game. I'll leave it at that.
yeah.
Because
There was
I
some
mean,
Yeah,
lacking.
they
yeah. Leave
ejected.
that to us later on. Yeah, we'll talk about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, they ejected what 2 or 3 guys out of the game that should not have been ejected from the game, and it just changed the whole game entirely, and not for the better.
Yeah,
Right.
But yeah, but I'm sure the fans were entertained.
very entertaining on our side of the ice. But I was just like in the locker room. I just wonder if this is like, okay, now we're taking heads off, or are you trying to wrangle the guys like, hey, get it back in line, get it back in line. We got to calm down, you know.
Yeah, you know what, guys? Those guys turn the page pretty quick. They know how to do things out there, how to police things, and that they don't need a whole lot of instruction there. That's really something that really in the game of hockey just kind of comes natural, right? But that said, if you do lose your head and too many guys lose their head, then you can't expect to win the game all the time. You still got to manage the game, right?
Yeah,
Right. 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 So, one other player we really need to talk about, and we're surprised that there's not more info out there on this player and on this and on this accomplishment is Carlos, winning the gold medal. And I just don't understand why we have a gold medal winner right here in town in Monroe. There's no news station that's talking about it. There's nobody talking about it except for the Monroe Moccasins and their fans. But this is a big ordeal. How big is that he goes out there and wins that gold medal in ball hockey?
Well, you know what? I'm going to leave that to Carlos to tell you that story. It wouldn't be
Okay.
fair because I just got off the phone with him about an hour ago,
Okay.
and he said he'd come on.
awesome.
Great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You guys,
Give me my number.
I will do that. You got to reach out, or I'll get him to give you a call. I'll let him tell you
Yeah.
the whole story. But yeah, what an accomplishment, right? He kind
Yeah.
of filled me in on some of the details, and like I said, I'll let him tell you the story. It's just an amazing thing that they pulled off there. So
It
It was a fun
was.
game to watch. It really was.
It was great. Yeah, it's great. Big accomplishment. I just wish it would be talked about more here in this town, and we just don't understand that. But we're trying to get it to that point. That's what we're all trying to do, right?
right.
Well, Monroe's
Yeah,
slowly becoming a hockey town again, and it's definitely a ladder that's got to be climbed.
And hey,
Over
look,
football.
we'll definitely pump that up a little bit more, maybe even a little closer to the season starting when
Oh
people
yeah.
really tuned in back into hockey's back, when we get back.
Right.
So, but yeah, you got to give cred where cred's due, and that I don't care what it's what I said to him. I said, you know what? I don't care what sport you're playing. I don't care if it's a men's league tournament. I don't care if you come home with a trophy and you've earned it. Then
That's right.
it's just a good feeling, right?
It's a good feeling. Big accomplishment.
Yeah.
So anything that coming up on this season, anything the fans need to be looking for that the moccasins are ready to announce right now, or is that all something you kind of want to keep under your hat for now?
Sorry, I didn't catch the first bit.
I said, is there any announcements that the moccasins are getting ready to announce, or anything the fans need to be looking for this year, other than just some ass kicking hockey?
I'm sure there's probably some fans out there that are probably curious about the schedule, the expand. We've got 17 teams. I think we mentioned it. We've got
Right.
the ones that are digging in on the websites are aware of that, right? We've got 3 California teams, Minnesota team, Memphis team
Yeah.
jumped in the league. So it's going to be interesting. The travel is going to be tough. I think a little tougher on us.
Right.
So we're trying to iron that out, but the schedule should be out for those that are wanting to know. Schedule should be out in about, I would say, by mid-July.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think we go past the 15th. Hopefully, we'll have it done by the end of this week, but maybe it takes a couple more weeks. And I think it's, we're just right now trying to map out, some of our, not only the schedule but some of our theme nights, that sort of thing, and we got to
Right.
keep it entertaining and fresh too, right? So
Right.
that's part of the whole package as well. So,
Right. Right.
but, I think what's exciting for the fans is the fact they know that they've got 15 as of right now, could be more. We're still working on a few things, but as of right now, 15 of our players are returning, and that's
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's that core that we have. I mean, if you really look at our team from last year, the core of our team that's returning, man, that is a top-notch team. Anywhere you go in this league.
Yeah. And even more top notch if they're healthy, right?
Right, 100% healthy. Yeah, that's going to be it's going to be a great year. We know that. So what about like your some of the unsung heroes that's on our team that don't get a lot of press, that don't score a lot of goals and stuff. People like your Jamie Dorsey's, your Corson Greens, even Hagen Moe. That's he's got probably the hardest shot on the team, I would think.
I think he got
But
a
some of
couple
those
Hatties
guys like
this year.
that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, look, we could talk about every single guy in that roster, right? We
yeah,
got just a solid bunch of guys that know how to play the game and they show up every game, right? So like
every night. Yeah,
I mean, Dorsey, leads by example. He's not the loudest guy, but he can be loud when he wants to be, and if he is, something's not going right.
that's right. That's right.
And Greener, same thing. Greener, if you know Greener, he's pretty quiet guy for the most part, but the
Yeah,
guy's a competitor.
yeah.
Plays the game hard. And Higgs, young guy, and
Hmm.
guess what? That guy's got. I mean, he's sort of, let's put it this way, he's got even more to give, but he's got, like you say, incredible shot, a nose for the goal, and
Hmm.
we get him running the way he's
Right,
capable of. I mean, he will score a ton of goals this season. I mean, the
right.
guy, kids lights out. Yeah.
Great.
Well, Coach, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Um, 26 minutes is more than I thought we would ever get. So,
Hey guys, I wasn't on the ice this weekend. I was on the bench. I
you were
wanted
just
to be
hanging
on.
out, huh?
I wanted to be on the ice. I can tell you that. But
Yeah.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
yeah, other than a
Good.
3-hour drive, I think I'm doing all right.
Oh man, I was
Good.
in
Good.
Grand Isle last week, early in the week, and man, that is a drive. That is,
Well,
yeah.
hey,
Yeah,
if you're a
good job.
hockey fan in Monroe, you got nothing but, I mean, get excited because it's going to be another fun-filled
Another
season.
great year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and you appreciate what you guys are doing, and thanks for reaching out to me.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it, and we'll do it again. But again, you need to get Carlos on here. As
We
he's
will.
back. He's back in town, so I'm sure
Yes.
he'd love to get on and tell you about his
Oh,
travels to Czechia and all those games. They played a lot of games, so
yeah, they
Right.
did.
I'm sure he'd love
Well,
to share that.
there is one question that we have to ask you, Coach, and we've asked everybody that comes on here, and it's kind of a going thing on our Facebook page and everything else. But so we throw snakes after the first goal, and that is a nostalgia thing, of course, that came back with that was with the first moccasins. So, are you for throwing snakes after the first goal, or are you against it? Then does it destroy our momentum?
Thought so. Thought so.
We
Oh,
understand. We understand. We
Are you,
understand.
you gonna ask me about cowbells next? Come on, guys.
no, we know,
Are we going
that
to
was
get
one.
buckets back in the
Hey,
arena? Come
hey,
on.
look, I took a poll down there when I was down Lafayette about cowbells and buckets, and I'll tell you what, they they're all not fans of cowbells and buckets.
The
I
buckets
don't
throw
know
off
how
the
you could
rhythm.
be.
And
They
they,
I
and
throw
don't
they,
know
off
how
the
you
rhythm.
could
they
be.
said this. They said the same thing. It's all fine. It's all fine until somebody doesn't know when to ring the cowbell and when not to. And then they say, "Hey, I'd like to change my seats."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
That's really what it comes down to.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
That's it.
It's
That's
more
it.
of a detriment than it
I
is
mean,
anything.
maybe we put it up on the jumbotron. It's now time to ring your cowbell.
Bring the
Yeah,
cowbell. Yeah.
You have
yeah,
They
10
would still get
seconds.
it wrong. They'd still
yeah,
get it
10
wrong. So,
seconds.
yeah. It is a
No,
problem
hey, look,
sometimes.
the snakes, they've been a thing since, I mean, I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
People talk about like, slowing down the momentum, you score that goal but I mean, I'm down for it. I'd hate to be penalized for, snakes ending up on the ice a second time because that's tough to swallow, right?
that's
that's tough to swallow.
my big
That's right.
gripe
Yeah.
is the penalties from
But
that.
otherwise, I don't have a problem with it.
All
Yeah.
right.
I know the fans love it, so.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
they really do. Well, Coach, thank you so much for your time. We look forward to this season, and we're going to try to get you on a little closer to season to talk strategy and tell us exactly your game plan for every game, like coaches like to do.
Every
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
But thank
Well, hey
Appreciate it.
guys, again, love what you're doing, and appreciate you asking me to come on, and look forward to it. And I'm looking forward to hearing even more details. You guys will do some digging on Carlos, how that travel was, and all
Oh
that.
yeah, we're definitely gonna do that.
Will
Definitely
do.
gonna do that.
All
And
right,
thank
guys.
you. And we'll see you on the ice.
See you on the
All right,
ice.
guys, take it easy.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, the puck done dropped and the mic's done sweated. We talked them blaze, now the band just said it. Got one more line and we fade on out. Ain't much to say, but we'll holler it loud. We came for goals, we stayed too long. Now this little outro has to sound like a song. Bayou Blaze, Lord, there goes the outro parade. Bayou Blaze, we made a song about making a song. Oh, cut the tape now. Hey. Let it drift away. Hey. Bayou Blaze.